to the land of bright, where stars and stories light the night. Feel the rhythm in the air.
Under the scorching sun of the Saharan desert, a young boy named Malik wandered far from his nomadic tribe, chasing a mirage of a distant oasis. His thirst and exhaustion blurred his vision. But before he could turn back, the ground beneath him crumbled. He fell into a deep sinkhole, his scream swallowed by the shifting sands. When he landed, Malik found himself in a vast underground cavern, illuminated by glowing blue crystals embedded in the walls. The air was cool, carrying the scent of damp earth and ancient secrets. As he struggled to stand, he noticed intricate carvings on the cavern wall symbols and pictures of people dressed in royal garments, worshipping a giant serpent coiled around a throne. He realized he was in a place untouched by time, a hidden world beneath the desert, waiting to be discovered. Malik cautiously moved forward, his footsteps echoing through the silent expanse. As he ventured deeper, he found himself in a grand city built of golden stone, with towers that stretched toward an unseen sky. The streets were eerily quiet, yet he sensed invisible eyes watching him. Suddenly, figures emerged from the shadow stool, bronze-skinned people dressed in flowing robes, adorned with symbols that matched the carvings on the walls. Their leader, an elderly man with piercing green eyes, stepped forward and introduced himself as King Saruk, ruler of the lost kingdom of Zalara. The king explained that their city had been hidden from the world above for centuries, protected by powerful magic. Time moved differently. Here on day in Zalara was equal to 10 years on the surface. If Malik did not leave soon, he would grow old while the world above barely changed. The king led Malik to the palace, where the walls shimmered like molten gold and fountains flowed with crystal clear water. The people of Zalara, once wary, now watched him with curiosity. The king's daughter, Princess Nyla, approached Malik with a kind smile and explained that no outsider had ever stumbled into their world before. She showed him the wonders of Zalara floating lanterns that never went out, gardens where plants glowed in the dark, and birds with silver feathers that could mimic human speech. Malik was mesmerized, but the weight of the king's warning lingered in his mind. He had to find a way back to his family before time ran out. Sensing his worry, King Saruk revealed that only those who solved the great riddle of Zalara could leave. If he failed, he would remain trapped forever. Malik was taken to the Hall of Trials, where a massive stone tablet stood, covered in ancient symbols. The king read the riddle aloud. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I am born in air, yet die in silence. What am I?" Malik's heart pounded. He had heard riddles before, but this one felt like a test of his destiny. He thought of the whispers he had heard when he first entered the cavern, the echoes that bounced off the golden walls. The answer struck him like a flash of lightning. "An echo!" he exclaimed. The room trembled and the tablet split in half. A hidden passage opened before him, revealing a long tunnel bathed in golden light. The king nodded approvingly, and the people of Zalara cheered. Malik had passed the test. Before he left, Princess Nyla pressed a small, glowing amulet into his hand. "This will remind you of us," she whispered. "And perhaps one day you will return." Malik felt a deep connection to this place, but he knew he had to go home. As he stepped into the tunnel, a powerful force pulled him forward, and he felt as though he was being carried by the wind. Light burst around him, and the golden city faded into darkness. When he opened his eyes, he was lying on the hot sand, the sun burning his skin. The sinkhole was gone, as if it had never existed. He looked around, realizing he was near his tribe's campsite. He had returned, but something was different. Malik rushed back to his village, expecting his family to be worried. But when he arrived, he found his parents older than he remembered. His little sister, now a grown woman. 10 years had passed while he had been underground, even though it felt like only a single day. The villagers were stunned by his return, calling it a miracle. He told them his story, but few believed him. However, when he opened his hand to reveal the glowing amulet, the elders gasped. The symbol on it matched an ancient legend of a lost kingdom beneath the desert, a place only spoken of in myths. His journey had been real. Malik felt torn between two worlds, the home he had left behind and the kingdom that had welcomed him. Image prompt. A desert village at sunset. A young boy standing before shocked villagers, and a glowing amulet in his hand, proving his unbelievable journey. Though years had passed, Malik never forgot Zalara. The amulet pulsed with warmth whenever he held it, as if calling him back. As he grew older, he became a great storyteller, sharing his adventure with travelers who passed through the village. Some dismissed it as a fantasy, but others, especially the wandering nomads, whispered that Zalara was real, hidden beneath the shifting sands. Malik often stood at the edge of the desert, staring into the horizon, wondering if another sinkhole would ever appear. Deep in his heart, he knew that one day, he would return to the golden city beneath the dunes, where time danced like whispers in the wind.